welcome to BeesBooks. I'm Leanne and today I will be doing my February book haul. So first off, I have the Wolves of Mercy Fall series. I have Shiver, Linger, Forever, and the spin-off Sinner. This series is by Maggie Stiefvater and I read this at the start of February, so I decided to pick up all the books physically because I listened to it on audiobook. This series is about Sam and Grace. Grace is the main character, sorry, but and their kind of love story. So in this story you find out about the wolves in Mercy Falls and how Grace has a connection to them, and it's really, really sweet and I absolutely loved it, and I would recommend you pick it up. Next up we have How the King of Elfhame Learned to Hate Stories by Holly Black. Now this is a prequel to the Folk of Air series, and I read that at the start of 2020 and I loved it. It became one of my top series. It was so good. Like, I absolutely loved the dynamic between Carden and Jude, and this book focuses on Carden, so I'm very excited to read about him. And it's a illustrated edition, so I'm very excited to go through, look at all the illustrations and find out how Carden became the Cruel Prince. Then I have a series of books from a book bundle that I bought, and I've kind of seen these around BookTube, but I'm not really 100% sure of all the synopsises. I picked up Everless by Sarah Holland, and mainly it was cover that I was like, oh, it's good, and it has like a blue sequel and it's just so pretty, so I was like, have to have this. And here, I'll read you a little bit of the synopsis because I don't really know myself. So, in the land of Sempra, the rich control everything, even time. Ever since the age of alchemy and sorcery, hours, days and years have been extracted from blood and bound to iron coins. The rich for centuries, the poor bled... I've read that so wrong. Okay. The rich live for centuries, the poor bleed themselves dry. Jules and her father are behind on their rent and low on hours. To stop him from draining himself to clear their debts, Jule takes a job at Everless, the grand estate of the cruel Girling family. There, Jule encounters danger and temptation in the guise of the Girling heir, Roan, who is soon to be married. But the web of secrets at Everless stretches beyond their desire, and the truths she must uncover will change her life forever, and possibly the future of time itself. This is kind of giving me the Folk of Air vibes. Obviously it's not Fae related, but kind of giving me that vibe, so I'm excited to read this. If it has anything even remotely like the Folk of Air, I think I'm going to enjoy this, so putting this on my TBR soon. Now, then I got Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue, and the sequel, The Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy. Put that over there. So, Gentleman's Guide is something I wanted to pick up for ages. I always forget what the synopsis is though. The author is Mackenzie Lee, by the way, I forgot to say that. But I always forget what the synopsis is. But I know that there's like gay rep in here, and it always intrigues me. So I'm going to read a little bit of the synopsis just to give you an idea what it's about. So Henry Monty Montague was born and bred to be a gentleman, but he was never one to be tamed. The finest boarding schools in England, the constant disapproval of his father, haven't been able to curb any of his roguish passions. Not for gambling halls, late nights spent with a bottle of spirits, or waking up in the arms of women or men. But as Monty embarks on his grand tour of Europe, his quest for a life filled with pleasure and vice is in danger of coming to an end. Not only does his father expect him to take over the family's estate upon his return, but Monty is also nursing an impossible crush on his best friend and travelling companion Percy. Still, it isn't in Monty's nature to give up. Even when his younger sister Felicity is in tow, he vows to make his year-long escapade one last hedonistic hurrah and flirt with Percy from Paris to Rome. But when one of the Monty's reckless decisions turns their trip abroad into a harrowing manhunt that spans across Europe, it calls into question everything he knows, including their relationship with the boy he adores. always sounds so interesting to me when I read the synopsis, and then I forget about it. So I'm finally glad that I picked these books up, and I can't wait to jump into them this month. And then in that haul I also got Sea Witch, and I'm pretty sure this is a book about Ursula before she became the bad witch that she is. And this is by Sarah Henning, and read you a little bit of the synopsis. Before the story of Little Mermaid, there were 3 friends, one magic, one royal, and one already dead. Ever since her best friend Anna drowned, Evie has been an outcast in her small fishing town. Hiding her magical talents, she is mourning her loss and drowning in her guilt. Then a girl with an uncanny resemblance to Anna appears offshore, and though the girl denies it, Evie is convinced that her best friend actually survived the accident and that her own magic saved Anna. As the 2 girls catch the eyes and hearts of the 2 charming princes, Evie believes that she might finally have a chance at her own happily ever after. But Evie's new friend has secrets of her own, and she needs to find a way to help her. Now Evie will do anything to save Anna, harnessing the power of her magic, the ocean, and her love, until she discovers too late the truth of her bargain. This reimagining of the origins of the Sea Witch from the Hans Christian Andersen classic The Little Mermaid is a heart-wrenching story of friendship, betrayal, and a girl pushed beyond her limits to become a monster. This sounds so intriguing, and I absolutely adore anything that has to do with mermaids. Like, those are some of my favourite books as a kid, so this is going to be a really interesting read, and I hope to maybe slip this into the Bookopoly-a-thon read-a-thon later on this month. Then I got a Studying Charlotte, and I believe this is like a Sherlock Holmes style book following like an ancestor or something, and this is by Brittany Cavallero. And when I saw the synopsis for this, I was like, oh, that seems interesting. I quite like Sherlock Holmes style stories, so I thought I might pick it up when I saw that bundle, so I read you the synopsis. The last thing Jamie Watson wants is a rugby scholarship to Sherringford, a Connecticut prep school, just an hour away from his estranged father. But that's not the only complication. Sherringford is also home to Charlotte Holmes, the famous detective's great-great-great-granddaughter, who has inherited not only Sherlock's genius, but his volatile temperament. From everything Jamie has heard about Charlotte, it seems safer to admire her from afar. From the moment they meet, there's a tense energy between them, and they seem more destined to be rivals than anything else. But when a Sherringford student dies under suspicious circumstances, ripped straight from the most terrifying of the Sherlock Holmes stories, Jamie can no longer afford to keep his distance. Jamie and Charlotte are being framed for the murder, and only Charlotte can clear their names. But danger is mounting and nowhere is safe, and the only people they can trust are each other. That sounds really intriguing. And if it's anything like a Sherlock Holmes story, I'm going to quite enjoy this, so putting that on my TBR for March as well. Getting a sneak peek into my TBR for March now. So, last up it's The Alchemist of Loom, and I'm very excited to have this book. So I've been seeing Eliza Kova everywhere online, and her books, the art is just so stunning. I just love them. And look at this. This is just amazing. I was in shock when I saw it. I was like, it's so beautiful. I can't wait to display it coverless on my bookshelves. And this book is the first in a trilogy, and it follows Ari. So I'm going to read you a little bit of her synopsis. Her vengeance, his vision. Ari lost everything she once loved when the 5 Guilds' resistance fell to the Dragon King. Now she uses her unparalleled gift for clockwork machinery in tandem with notoriously unscrupulous morals to contribute to a thriving underground organ market. There isn't a place on Loom that is secure from the engineer turned thief, and her magical talents are sold to the highest bidder as long as the jobs defy their dragon oppressors. I'm not going to read the rest of the synopsis because I don't want to be spoiled too much. I really want to just go into this one a little bit blind because I really do think Eliza Kova might become one of my favourites. She just seems like she writes stories I might be interested in, so I'm very excited to pick this one up next. I just need to get through Crescent City first. It's a big one, so hopefully this will be my next read. Yeah. Ooh, that stack almost fell, oh my god, okay. That's it for my February book haul, and I want to thank you all for watching, and hope you have a great afternoon, or wherever you are, have a great day. Bye now.